All right, Shalom. It's not GMS on the go. Come back at you with another lesson. But before we get into that lesson, we want to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Next up, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us the Bible, the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and in sincerity. And we're just going to get into, the scriptures and go into a lesson about seeking the Lord.
And that's right. Just like the brother said, we're going to go into a lesson on you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, seeking the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, which His name means He is or He exists, and His only begotten Son. Yahweh Shai, which His name means He saves, He delivers. You see, that's those are the true and living power that you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans need to be seeking. You see, because we're coming to the times to where these prophecies, everything that's recorded in the Bible are coming to the pass. And the more and more these prophecies come to pass, the more and more you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans should be seeking your power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. So without further ado, brother can grab the first precept, whatever you got, break it on out.
And if I can say something too before we bring up this, and we also, the scriptures are also going to, fill you in on what happens to those who are not going to seek the Lord too.
That's right.
So it behooves you to seek the Lord, and if you're not going to seek the Lord, hey, look, man, it's going to be bad for you. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 14. Oh, Slacky.
You good?
Yeah,
take your time.
Yeah. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13.
That's right.
That whosoever would not seek the Lord power of Israel.
That's right. And that whosoever is referring to you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites according to scriptures. So the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans would not seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai of Israel. And how do you seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai of Israel? You seek them by His men that He has provided you with. And that's starting with our apostles and others of Great Millstone to the men on down. You seeing anybody else that's coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. That's how you seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai of Israel. So the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans who are choosing not to seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai through His men, read on. You good.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13. That whosoever would not seek the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, power of Israel, should be put to death.
Should get a slap on the wrist.
Should be put to death.
Should get put in timeout.
Should be put to death.
Should get a whooping.
Should be put to death.
Right, you're going to be put to death. If you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans are not seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai's men that's provided you with. You see, and again, they ain't talking about any old regular man. That's talking about a man of the Lord who's coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, who's breaking down the scriptures the right way. You see, so the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans who are not seeking the men of the Lord that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai has provided you with, you're going to be put to death. By what? By the way of all these different plagues and calamities that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is going to bring upon the face of the earth. You see, because believe it or not, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai is going to bring race riots. He's going to bring martial law. He's going to bring a famine of food and thirst. He's going to bring pestilence, which are diseases. He's going to bring FEMA camps with the guillotine and something to chop your head off. He's going to bring a whole bunch of brutal animals to eat you to death. You see, ultimately, he's going to bring the end-all, be-it-all, these 200 ICBM missiles that are going to come from the end of heaven, the end of earth. You know that Russia, China, Syria, North Korea, Turkey, and so forth on, are going to shoot over here to this place called America and destroy it, along with the chariots, which the word they call UFOs, with those laser beam of fire coming down from the bottom of it. You see, that's what's going to happen to 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, if you're not seeking the men of the Lord that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai has provided you with. You're going to be put to death.
That's right. Yep. Should be, it reads on.
Read it from the top again.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13. That whosoever would not seek the Lord power of Israel,
that's right,
should be put to death. Whether small or great, whether man or woman.
Right. So whether you small in society, whether you're a bum on the street, begging for change, digging out the trash can, you know, or whether you great in society, you know, like your Oprah Winfrey's, your LeBron James, Kevin Hart, you know, Kevin Durant, you name it. It said what? Whether man or woman. You see? So Yahweh Shem Shah is not a respected person. Small and great, man or woman. If you're not seeking the men of the Lord that Yahweh Shem Shah has provided you with, you're going to be put to death. And 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, y'all are already being put to death right now as we speak. But it's just going to get worse. When Yahweh Shem Shah brings those plagues and calamities on the face of the earth, here to America and all around the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
So if you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans don't want to meet Yahweh Shem Shah's judgment, and we got in store for this place called America, you know, and around the four corners of the earth, then you need to be seeking your power through his men that he's provided you with.
This is, yep, that was it on that. This is,
whatever you got out.
This is Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 6.
That's right.
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Amos 3:7. It said what? Seek Yahweh Shem Shah while he may be found. Not Allah, not Buddha, not the Hindu god of Shiva, not Santa Maria, not Haile Selassie, not Baphomet, not none of these false gods who are no gods that 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans be worshiping. You're supposed to be seeking Yahweh Shem Shah. And again, how do you seek Yahweh Shem Shah? You seek him through his men. You see, because what? Yahweh Shem Shah speak through men. And we're going to prove that Yahweh Shem Shah speak through men.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing.
That's right. So Yahweh Shem Shah, you know, again, Yahweh being Heavenly Father, you know, which his name means he is or he exists, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, which his name means he saves, he delivers. Guess what? They're not going to do nothing, meaning what? They're not going to get up off that throne. They're not going to come down from the heavens of heavens to tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans to fall in line. You see, to get right. They come back to keeping their commandments of the Bible to the best of your ability. They're not going to do that. It's going to say why. Read on.
But he revealeth his secret unto the servants, the prophets.
Let me just say this also. You see, Yahweh Shem Shah is not going to do nothing, because if they get up off that throne, if they come down from the heavens of heavens, it's not going to be nothing nice. You see, if they get up off that throne, if they come down from the heavens of heavens, they're going to be putting you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans to death. You see, so you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, you don't want Yahweh Shem Shah to get up off that throne, because it's going to be a rap for you if you ain't doing what they command you to do. So read that from the top again for me again.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, will do nothing.
That's right.
But he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. So Yahweh Shem Shah, they're not going to do nothing. Why? Because they revealed their secrets, you know, the mysteries, you know, the parables, the deep dark sayings of these scriptures unto who? The servants, the prophets, the teachers. And that's talking about the true teachers. You see, because only the true teachers that's coming to spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah is going to have the understanding of these secrets. You see, and that's who Yahweh Shem Shah revealed his secrets unto. You know, and that's starting with our apostles and others of great millstone to the men on down, and anybody else that's coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, speaking the truth according to the scriptures. And that right there is showing you that what? Yahweh Shem Shah speak through men. That's showing you right there that men are Yahweh Shem Shah's mouthpiece.
That's right. And if I could say something too, man, and even on a carnal tip, you know, that's how you know that these people, they don't even respect the Most High, and you know, and his statusship, and his, and, you know, and how royal of a Almighty King that he is, because even on the worldly sense, like the president, you can't just walk up to the president and speak to him. You can't just walk up to Putin and speak to him. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through 1,000 doors before you can even speak to the president, or speak, even on a lower level, like to Jay-Z or any of these famous people, man. So how much more for the Heavenly Father? You ain't just going to walk up and have a personal relationship with the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father got a way set up for you to reach him. And it ain't unless he wants it to be, where he may reveal something to you, which he can do. But since the beginning of time, the scriptures say he speak through the prophets.
That's right.
So, you know, there's an order in this thing. You can't just skip the order and do what you want.
That's right.
That was it for that. Yep, proving that he speaks through the men.
That's right.
This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
That's right. So you so-called Negro Latino Americans, what do you need to be doing? You need to be seeking Yahweh Shema Shai. And you seek him by what? By the way of his men, which we just proved. You see, you need to be seeking the true men of the Lord that's coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, who's breaking down the scriptures the right way, while we may be found. Meaning what? While we're still out on the highways and byways, week in and week out, in season, out of season. You see, because the times is coming to where all hell's gonna break loose. You see, the economy is gonna collapse. You see, and you're gonna have martial law and race riots, going on outside in the streets. And we're not gonna be out there in the midst of all that madness, that chaos, trying to preach these words. When you got on tanks rolling down the streets and so forth on, we ain't gonna be out there in the midst of all that. And not only that, Esau the so-called white man, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to put the spirit on Esau the so-called white man to shut down YouTube, the internet. From all these different videos we've been putting up there on YouTube for all these years, to where you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans can't go out there to get him on true breakdowns of the scriptures. You see? And that's why you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans need to be seeking the men of the Lord while we may be found, while we're still around before it's too late.
That's right. And just to finish it off, call ye upon him while he is near.
That's right. Call upon him. Again, not Allah, not Buddha, not the Hindu god of Shiva, not Santa Maria, not Haile Selassie, not Baphomet. You see, because these are all false gods who are no gods, and they're not real. You see, you need to be calling upon who? Yahweh Shema Shai, the one that only live in true power. The power that's been from the beginning, and the only power that's going to be here to the end. You see, those are the powers that you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans need to be calling upon. It said what? While they're near. And Yahweh Shema Shai is still near. How do you know? Because you got the men of the Lord out on the highways and byways still week in and week out. And you got the men of the Lord constantly throwing up videos all over YouTube. You see, so this is the time to be getting the name for the men of the Lord. And, and calling upon those true names while you still got time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Let's sit on that?
Yep.
Get whatever you got next. Matter of fact, give me that, before you get that, give me that Proverbs 8 and 17.
Proverbs, yeah.
I love them that love me.
Mm-hmm.
And while you getting that, and once you get that Proverbs 8 and 17, also get me, I ain't trying to put too money on you, also get me on St. John 14 and 15, proving what love is. Mm-hmm. Or whatever one you want to get.
Yeah, Proverbs 18.
8 and 17.
Oh, 8 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
This is Proverbs.
So you so-called Negro Latino Americans, it will be in your best interest to be seeking your power, Yahweh Shema Shai, through his men. You see? That's what you so-called Negro Latino Americans need to be doing. You need to be seeking the men that Yahweh Shema Shai has provided you with to get this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding these scriptures and apply it to your daily lives.
Mm-hmm. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17.
That's right.
I love them that love me.
St. John 14 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The scripture said, what? I love them that love me. So Yahweh Shema Shai, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai being his only begotten Son, they love the ones of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans who love them. Mm-hmm. And how do you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans show Yahweh Shema Shai that you love them? You show them that you love them by what? Following their ways, on keeping the commandments. You see, because that's what love is according to the scriptures, and the brother's about to get that right now. Let me know when you got it.
St. John
14, verse 15.
14.
You see, because 2/3 of our people, y'all think that love is a funny feeling that you feel in your chest. Y'all think that love is those heart-skipping beats. You see those funny feelings. But that's not what love is according to the scriptures. Love is an action. Love is something that you do.
Mm-hmm. This is St. John chapter 14, verse 15.
That's right.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
So there it is. And that's written in red. That's Lord Yahushua speaking, who the world and he called Jesus. And he said, what? If you love me, keep my commandments. So if you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans truly love Yahweh Shema Shai, like you say you do, then guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be keeping their commandments. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Not eating shrimp, pork, crab, lobster. Not marring your beard, making baldness upon your head. Name some.
All right, getting tattoos, sleeping with the next man's wife, vice versa, committing adultery.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed, cigarettes, blacking mouths, which is defiling your temple.
Celebrating these pagan holidays.
Your birthday.
Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Pagan holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day.
But you still birthdays going to it too.
Yeah, right. And birthdays go up in the idol worship, self worship.
Yep. All of that stuff. Halloween.
Yep.
indulging in sodomy, man with man, woman with woman.
Mm-hmm.
You see, by you on keeping Yahweh Shema Shah's commandments, doing what he tells you to do, not going contrary to the scriptures, that's showing Yahweh Shema Shah that you love them.
Yep. And going back into, seeking the Lord, and when you first come in this truth, you don't know everything that offends the Lord. So what you got to do, you got to search and diligently seek what's pleasing to the Lord and what are things that are going off, right? So that you come to that point where you know that, hey man, I know that this is wrong, so I ain't gonna do this to the Lord.
That's right.
If I love Him, I'm gonna keep His commandments. Like the scriptures say.
That's right, bro.
That's it on Proverbs, that. Yeah.
God, yep.
This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
Get whatever precept you got. That's right. It said, and those that seek me early shall find me. And the only ones that's going to seek Yahweh Shema Shah through his men that he has provided you with early, to find them, to get the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding these scriptures and apply it through their day-to-day life, is who? The elected nation of Israel. And Lord willing, me and his brother and all the sincere brothers around the four corners of the earth will be at that number. You see, because 2/3 of our people of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, they're not going to seek Yahweh Shema Shah. That's why they're too busy out here still wilding out, doing things that Yahweh Shema Shah told them not to do. And that's why we know that they don't love Yahweh Shema Shah, because they ain't doing what he commanded them to do.
Yep, I think I got two more.
Okay.
This is unless you call for something else. This is Amos.
That's right.
Chapter 5, verse 4. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, unto the house of Israel.
That's right. So this is what Yahweh Shema Shah is saying to Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. Read on.
Seek ye me, and ye shall live.
That's right. So by you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, seeking Yahweh Shema Shah through his men that he has provided you with, getting the wisdom, knowledge, understanding the scriptures from those men, guess what? You're going to live. Ultimately, what? You're going to be saved from that upcoming destruction that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to bring here to this place called America and all around the four corners of the earth. So if you want to live, you got to seek the men of the Lord that Yahweh Shema Shah has provided you with. If not, then prepare to get ready to be put to death. That's it on that?
No, it's like I was looking at.
You good? Would you have something?
That was it on that one, right? Yep. And ye shall live. Yep. I do have another one.
Fine.
This is Sirach.
Yep.
Chapter 5, verse 7.
Fine.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
That's right. And that's telling you, that's talking to you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. You don't need to be making no tarrying. And when you look into that word tarry, it means to delay. It take all day.
Procrastinate.
Kind of procrastinate. You so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you don't need to be tarrying when it comes time to get your act together, of turning to Yahweh Shema Shah. You see, because we go into this all the time, when it comes time for you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans to do something wicked, y'all don't tarry. When it comes time to throw your pork on the grill, or eat any type of abominable foods, y'all don't tarry. When it comes time to indulge in sodomy, man with man, woman with woman, y'all don't tarry. When it comes time to celebrate these pagan holidays, get on such as Christmas, getting your kids all type of presents on the day that Yahweh Shema Shah despise, y'all don't tarry.
Yep.
You see, when it comes time for y'all to commit adultery, sleep with another man's wife, vice versa, y'all don't tarry. You see, y'all don't tarry when it comes time to do something wicked. So just like y'all don't tarry when it comes time to do something wicked, how much more, should you be seeking Yahweh Shema Shah then?
That's right. From the top, this is Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
That's right.
And put not off from day to day. Right. And putting that off from day to day, like the brother was saying, procrastinating. When Christmas is coming, before Christmas even come, y'all already preparing. You're already getting your kids presents, dressing them up for Halloween, buying their outfits days before it come. So why put off day to day, turning back to the Lord? I'll get to the Lord later. You know what I'm saying? Hey, stuff ain't started popping off yet. I got time before the Lord, put me back in my place.
And just elaborate what you're saying. You're right about that, because 2/3 when Christmas come, they don't put off Christmas from day to day. Each year it comes around, they don't put it off.
They start early
just to make sure they can have their presents for their kids. You see, but when it comes to the Lord, they put it off, like you said. Yep. Oh, I'll get to that later. That ain't important.
Yep.
You see, week in and week out, we see 2/3 of you so-called Negro Latino Americans come past our camp. You know, somebody might stop every once in a while, and then they'll hear the truth, and then they'll be like, oh, what? Oh, I'll be back. I'll get it with y'all next week. And then next week come, and then y'all ain't know where to be found. And then 2 more weeks come, you still ain't know where to be found. You see, 3 more weeks come, the truth ain't even crossed your mind. You see, a year later come, you ain't even thinking about the truth no more. That's 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans putting this truth off from day to day. You see, so you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you don't need to be on tearing and turning the eye by Shema Shah, and you don't need to be putting this truth off from day to day.
That's right. That's right. From the top again, this is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
That's right.
And put not off from day to day. For suddenly.
Yeah. Keep going.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
That's right. So the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shah, you know, his judgment, you know, everything that he's going to bring upon the face of the earth here to America and all around the 4 corners of the earth. You know, the race riots, martial law, famine of food and thirst, a whole bunch of brutal animals eating people to death. You name it. You see, it's going to come suddenly upon 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. And when you look into that word suddenly, it means quickly, unexpected, unaware. You see, and so forth on. So these calamities, Yahweh Shema Shah's wrath is going to come suddenly upon 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans. It's going to catch y'all off guard.
That's right. And from there, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
That's right. And in your security, meaning what? Whatever you find rest in, whatever you find comfort in. You see, because 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, y'all find rest in your money. Y'all find rest in your jobs. Y'all find rest in your women. Y'all find rest in your cars, your houses, with the picket fence around it, with the little doggy running in it. You see, y'all find rest in your clothes. You see, y'all find rest in Esau, the so-called white man, and these other nations. Y'all find rest in everything under the sun, you know, that's carnal, except for Yahweh Shema Shah. You see, so because 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans find rest in all these carnal things, y'all are going to be destroyed in all of that.
That's right. And it reads on to finish it off. I'm going to read it from there again. And in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
That's right. And you're going to perish. You're going to be put to death in the day of Yahweh Shema Shah's vengeance. You know, his righteous judgment. That's you know, of all the different plagues and calamities that he's going to bring upon you. You know, here to this place called America. You're going to get caught up in it. All because what? You tarry. You put this truth from day to day instead of seeking Yahweh Shema Shah through his men that he has provided you with.
All right.
Matter of fact, let me see. Give me Amos 8 and 11. You know what I'm talking about? Kind. You see, because you so-called Negro Latin Americans, you tearing to seek the men of the Lord to get the true wisdom, knowledge, understanding the scriptures. Soon come, you're gonna wish you would have took heed to the men of the Lord that Yahweh Shema Shah has set up and provided you with. Is it in there?
Oh,
that's one of the pages that came out probably.
Yeah,
so like, give me 1 second, Israel.
You on your phone?
Yeah, it might. Yep, that's right.
Dang, I was trying to figure out why I jumped like that.
Kind, it's all good. Amos 8.
Yep.
That's not it. There you go. Yep. Verse 11. There you go.
This is Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land.
That's right. So the days is coming to a what? Yahweh Bahashem Shai is going to send a famine, you know, a lack or shortage of something in the land. You see, so there's going to be a famine, a lack or a shortage of something in the land of America and all around the 4 corners of the earth. Read on. Read on.
Behold, this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11.
You good.
Oh, dang. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water.
That's right, because that's not the famine that Yahweh Shema Shah is talking about. You see, even though there is going to be a famine of bread and thirst for water, But again, that's not the famine that Yahweh Shem Ashai is talking about. So we're going to find out what's this famine that's coming here to this place called America and all around the four corners of the earth.
Mm-hmm. Nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
That's right. So there's going to be a famine, a lack or a shortage of hearing these words by the true men of the Lord, breaking down these scriptures the right way. You see, to where what? Soon come you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans are not going to be able to get the true understanding of these scriptures. You see, because again, going back to Isaiah 55:6, that's why you so-called Negro Latin Americans need to be seeking the men of the Lord while we may be found.
While he is near.
That's right, while Yahweh Shem Ashai is near. You see, because soon come Yahweh Shem Ashai is what? Going to take his true men off the streets, off the highways and byways. And he's going to have it to where what? Esau, the so-called white man, is going to shut down YouTube, the internet, to where you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans can't go up there to watch any more of our videos. They've been putting up there for all these years. You see? So it's going to come a day to where there's going to be a famine of the word. So knowing that there's going to be a famine of hearing these words, you so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, you need to be seeking the true men of the Lord that Yahweh Shem Ashai has provided you with, and don't be making no tearing, and don't be putting this truth from day to day when you hear these words being broken down the right way.
That's right. Oh,
you good?
That was it on that, right?
Jump down to verse 12.
Oh, here you go.
Tap it.
Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
And that's right. And that's exactly what you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, going to be doing. Y'all going to be going from sea to sea, north and to the east. Y'all going to be running to and fro. They try to seek the word of Yahweh Shem Ashai. And guess what? Y'all are not going to find it. You see? Why? Because you tarry. You took too long to turn to Yahweh Shem Ashai to get your act together. You see? So that's why you so-called Negro Latin Americans need to be seeking him in the Lord now. You see, because if you wait till all hell break loose to where you can't get his word, you see, that's when y'all gonna realize that this word was really special and it really meant something. So don't wait till all hell break loose to try to seek the men of the Lord to get the true wisdom, knowledge, understanding the scriptures. Get it now while the getting is good.
That's right. That's right, brother. I got a precept. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 18.
You got that?
But I say, have they not heard? Right. Have they not heard? That's a question. Have they not heard this word? Have they not heard this gospel? And the answer is right here. Yes, verily. That word verily means truly. So truly, yes, they have heard. This word has been pushed out. And it reads, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. Right. And that's just a roundabout saying that this word has been pushed for all four corners of the earth through what? First and foremost, the internet. The apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the man on down have been preaching this word on the highways and byways since the late 60s, but it's reached the ends of the earth through what? The unicorn, the internet, YouTube. So there are no language and no speech. This word has been preached by every language and every speech to every part of the world. Right? So basically there's no excuse for anybody that to have said they have not heard this word.
That's right.
Like the brother had said before in the last scripture, Amos 8:11, when the Lord brings that famine, hearing these words, in verse 12, people are going to be seeking to and fro from the north to the east. Why? Because they waited too long. They procrastinated. But there won't be no excuse, and the Lord is going to exact this vengeance on them.
That's right, bro. That's right. Beautiful said. That's right.
And just rounding it out. And there's another precept that goes into that too. In Psalms, I think it's the 19th chapter, 3rd verse, that this word.
Get it. I ain't quote it. Get it and get it.
This is Psalms. Let's make sure I got it right. Psalms chapter 19.
That's one of your favorite scriptures you like bringing out all the time.
It's a good one. Psalms chapter 19. Make sure right. Yep, verse 3. Yes. Psalms chapter 19, verse 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Verse 4. their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the ends of the world. Right. No speech. Right. What is it? No speech or nor language. Right. The apostles and elders of Great Millstone, they have camps through the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, of course, in countries and lands that they've never even been to.
All around the four corners of the earth.
All around the four corners of the earth. People giving double honors to these men through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to men that they never even met. How is that? That's all through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and that's how you know that this is the truth. That's how you know that this word is being pushed correctly and all through all four corners of the earth, and we know that these prophecies are speaking through that. Verse 4 from the top again, their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Right. How is that? Like we said before, YouTube, the unicorn, the internet. You know, various channels of the internet that has allowed this word to be pushed to all four corners of the earth, where a brother could be sitting down at 12 o'clock at night and pushing this word in North Carolina, and the brother in California could be watching him as he's doing it on a live stream. You know, so this word has been pushed out all four corners of the earth. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans ain't gonna have no excuse when that day comes.
And that's right. And just elaborating on what the brother was saying, beautiful said first and foremost. But just elaborating on what the brother was saying, you know, this line went to all the earth, all the world, and around the four corners of the earth. You know, and that's why you see the true men of the Lord, you know, stepping up, preaching these words, coming to Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You see, because what? They receive these words by the way of the internet, YouTube, and now they come in the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua preaching these words.
That's right. That's right. And to round it off, at the end of verse 4, well, from the top, their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them have he set a tabernacle for the sun.
That's right. And in the elected nation of Israel, the true men of the Lord is rising up through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Have he set the elected nation of Israel, you know, to be that house? Because that's what tabernacle mean. Tabernacle mean for the son. For who? Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Yep. The bridegroom.
God, that's right, bro. You know, matter of fact, give me one more and we close out on that. Go back to Isaiah 55, but jump down to 7.
Yep. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way.
That's right. Let the wicked of you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans, forsake your way. You know, of following this place called America and everything that's being promoted here. You know, of gang banging, selling drugs, committing adultery, indulging in sodomy, worshiping these false gods who are no gods, celebrating these pagan holidays, you name it. So-called Negroes, Latin Americans, you need to forsake your way of this place called America and come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's ways, on which he gave you, the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible.
That's right. And it reads on, and the unrighteous man his thoughts.
Right, and the unrighteous man of you so-called Negro Latin Americans, your thoughts on the things that you think about that you want to do, that's wicked, that's going to lead up to you doing something on wicked.
And it reads, and let him return unto the Lord.
Right, and return unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, seeking the men that he has provided you with to get the wisdom, knowledge, to understand these scriptures and apply them to your day-to-day life. You know, trying to be on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's good side rather than their bad side.
And he will have mercy upon him, and to our power he will abundantly pardon.
That's right. So by you so-called Negro Latin Americans, you know, returning, you know, and seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to get the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to have mercy upon you, and he's going to abundantly pardon your sins. Meaning what? He's going to forgive your sins.
Yep.
From what? From you going off, from you going contrary to his word.
That's right.
So if you want the Lord to have mercy upon you, you want your own sins to be abundantly forgiven, then you need to return unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You need to seek his men that has provided you with while you still got time before all hell breaks loose. You know? So me and the brother Shawai just want to get up to the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and go on a quick lesson on you so-called Negroes, Latin Americans need to be seeking your power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Again, Yahweh being Heavenly Father, which his name means he is or he exists, and Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son, which his name means he saves and delivers. You know, so with that, before we go any further, we like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible and who rule well And a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. Keep pushing, Akim. We're almost out of here. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwame Yasharala.
That's right.